Hi, space people. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, and it has to do with understanding the space value chain, but I'll give you a bit more of contextual information on that. This is used when you want to pick up your company and start understanding their processes. Oh, that processing is just how we do things, okay? Documenting them does help in order for us to rethink the purpose and what we are achieving. Purpose, achieving means deliverables, okay? So I'll pick up something very simple. Let's pick the initial part of an assembly line, okay? Does that make sense? I hope so. And I'll use some symbols, okay? That will be helpful. I like to use things that describe motion. Motion helps us to, not only when we look into something and it's more physical, you see the product moving during the line, but then you can also address other ideas. Like, not only we have product, but we also have information flows. But let's start from the beginning, okay? So let's say that we have something like this. That looks like a chevron. Let's bring 3 steps, okay? Three major steps into. Well, and sometimes it's easier to start with steps, okay? And I'll tell you why. Let's say that this in here we receive assembly or assemblies, okay? Several assemblies, several parts of the rocket. Then we assemble the rocket, okay? And then in this case, we are going to stop at test rocket, okay? So you receive the assemblies, you assemble all of those parts, and you test them. But this is very high level. The question is, most important when we have these parts, what you need to ask, and I like to do this in reverse, what is the purpose? Okay? And there is a formula for the purpose. You pick up the purpose as something like, the purpose of this process is its deliverables are. See the idea? So you pick up the purpose and you break it down into these. I'll use red. The purpose is to, and you can use the verbs in there, receive, assemble, and test the rocket according to the specifications of the customer, delivering the rocket on time with the right level of quality. And that's, you start having these verbs and nouns that allow you to start, oh, what's the right level of quality? So the purpose is to, and you've got in here the verbs. Pick the verbs, guys. They are very helpful. Receive, assemble, test, and that, let's say that is receive, assemble, test. Test to have some kind of subject, correct? The rocket, and in here we are looking at already at the final product, at least in there. Then you pick up those criteria, okay? According is important because it, or shall, okay, something like that. According to specifications. No, that's all fine, according to specifications, but what are the specifications? So in here, you can have specifications, and this is where the rubber meets the road, okay? For safety, it's space, guys, so safety comes first. Safety, okay? Quality, delivery, cost, SQDC, and some people, I've seen this already, also morale, okay? What's the impact in the workforce? And when you start looking at morale, you can start thinking about other things. So 3 major steps: What's the purpose according to specifications? We know that at the end, that's the only reason why process exists. You deliver something. So let's put the something in here, okay? So the output of the process. When you start thinking about the output, we already have specifications, but it does need to be a thing, you know? We'll say it's a rocket booster. What more do we deliver? Oh, we deliver the technical test results. What more? Oh, it's over here. The rocket booster, the technical results, and what more? Well, usually if you have a piece of hardware going in and testing results, you will also have data from testing. But it's important to have a thing, you know. This thing is somewhere at the bay. The technical test results are somewhere somewhere in our ERP systems or in our systems, and the data from testing resides in multiple places. So we have very high level steps, we have described the purpose, but then you start asking, oh well, if I give this, what do I need? So you start having, okay, what would be the inputs that I need for these outputs, okay? Outputs and inputs. You do the same exercise. You pick up in here, you go to the list of inputs. What do I need for the assemblies? You probably need aluminum for the press. You need, well, if it's a rocket booster, you'll need also all the you'll need avionics. You'll need so many things. But the experts will tell you what are the inputs. So start with the simple: receive, assemble, and test. Okay, those could be the major steps. Then describe the purpose and what are you delivering, and then describe the outputs, and then describe the inputs. There is one more step that, as you describe the inputs, the next question will be, come on, who's giving you the inputs? What's the process or the role or the companies that will give that, okay? And the same thing in here. When you deliver the outputs, to whom are you delivering? And what's the SLA, the service level agreement? What are the things that you really need to deliver on a certain time? That's why I wanted to start introducing these metrics: safety, quality, delivery, cost, and morale. SQDCM, okay? Hope you enjoy it, okay? That's how we are going to ensure that our industries in space start working well. The model for the folks that do lean, it's a SIPOC, where the outputs and the inputs have requirements, okay? So it's a SIRPOC, really strange name, correct? But it's really cool, because, why is it cool? Because there is no way, and if we can layer these next, and imagine that we layer the receive assembly with all the systems and what all the data flows and all the small steps or the workflows behind. We can have these layers that the people from enterprise architecture or from IT systems or from people side can say, what are the skills, capabilities that we need? And as we use a tool, a repository tool, we'll have our knowledge inside in here. We can measure how things work. So go step by step. I like to ask, okay, big blocks of process,